This is the XRP 1 month overview reading for the month of March 2023. It's currently March 1st, 2023, 12:49 a.m. Eastern Time. The shuffle file for this video was created on February 9th, 2023 at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And XRP at the time of this reading is currently just over 38 cents at 0.3808. The overall theme and behavior for the month, we have this prominent move higher that'll stand out on a year-to-date chart. Prominent move higher followed by a full retracement of that move back down. It's crossed with sideways rotation along key support level, rising to meet the nearest resistance, and then falling back down and continuing to rotate sideways along that key support. And there's an important an important crest on a year-to-date chart that'll stand out here as well. Behavior around the highest high, we have a significant move off of the high to the downside, a significant move, and it'll be like a decline that's part of like a bigger, like a crypto-wide decline. The majority of cryptos are probably declining in the midst of whatever decline takes place off of the high of XRP. Behavior around the lowest low, we have three pokes through the same price level followed by a sharp drop off of that third poke, and the sharp drop takes us into the low. So when we're looking to determine in real time to determine if we've met a highest high or a lowest low, these are criteria that we want to look for in the chart to help us determine if we have met a highest high or if it's possible, because you could see this chart pattern happen more than once. But in any case, you want to see that it has this kind of behavior around it. If it doesn't, then it's most likely not the case. It's also helpful to inform when you're doing your own readings. It's also helpful to inform you when determining where the highest high is on the timeline and the lowest low as well. If you're interested in learning more about Eso-Meta analysis, guys, you can purchase the book here. The ebook's on sale for $33 right now. It's a $55 book. There's no book like it. There's 4 other books on finance and tarot. They don't even come close to the same detail. None of them were written by a Wall Street broker, or an ex-Wall Street broker, to be clear. So check that out if you're interested in learning how to do it yourself. I've heard from people who've purchased the book that they are able to do it. It's really exciting to hear. Before we go any further, guys, let's take a look and see how we've done so far with the 1 year. This is a year-to-date chart of XRP. And what we have here is a period of volatility in early January that ends with a fast sudden move higher. The high in January, there should be multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance near the high. A fast sudden move higher off of the January low, and then towards the end of the month we successfully turn resistance into new support. So that's what we should see for January. All right, so we were in a period of volatility, and it ends with a fast sudden move higher. Fast sudden move higher out of the low. You could even say right here, this is a pretty significant fast sudden move higher. And then we successfully turn resistance into new support towards the end of the month. There's also unicursal hexagrams around the high. Unicursal hexagram energy indicating that the January high, likely there's a notable decline from that price level. And you can see the January high, it's been all downhill pretty much since then. That's why we see unicursal hexagram in January, not in February, and not in March. In January at the high. All right, so January is solid. February, we meet a key resistance level on a multi-day chart, and then from there we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Looks pretty solid. We sell from an overbought crest or peak into the declining through multiple support levels into the low. We went from a peak right into the low. Not much of like a back and forth kind of deal going on. Notable decline through multiple support levels off of the high that took place as well. Right, and then it looks like towards the 3rd week of the month, there's an opportunity at a crest in the midst of some sideways fluctuation to the upside that precedes a decline. as we get into March, guys, so this is looking pretty solid. So right on the cusp of February, March, we should see a notable move, like maybe a breakout. That rally is going to end. That rally is going to end in early March. It's a short rally. It ends in early March, and there's a significant trough or low there in early March, followed by a rally into a high for March at the end of the month at a key technical price level. This will be an important price level on a scale of more than just a year-to-date chart. So that's what the overall behavior of March is looking like. When we look at the 1 month, it seems to follow suit. Looks like we have a lowest low around the 9th. That's considered early March, right? So looks like there's a low here in early March, like the beginning of the second week. And then we have a high towards the end of the month, around the 27th, through the 30th. High at the end of the month, as foretold by the March. So this is looking pretty solid, guys. All right, let's get into it. Before we do so, guys, this is the public version. There's a paid version that you can purchase. If somebody wants to see XRP every single month, they can sponsor the XRP 1 month readings, and that'll guarantee that the public version comes out every single month. Also, because they're sponsoring it, they'll get the paid version, which at the end of the video has all of these trades that we see, the best trades that we see for the month. You don't get that with the public version. So if you're interested in doing that, guys, check out our website, tarotfortraders.com. Go to the Eso-Meta, go to the services for Eso-Meta forecast tab. Click here for your forecast. Put in the ticker, add to cart, and subscribe. We're looking for 5 more sponsors at the $111 a month price, and then 1 month predictions are going to $259. So there's only 5 spots left at this $111 a month price level. If you've been thinking about getting a monthly subscription, guys, now's the time to do it, because those are going to go fast. We are growing fast, my friends. All right, back into it. So on the first, key technical resistance level that's highlighted, there's quite a bit of price change here on the first that'll offer an opportunity to position oneself in both directions at putting on legs at different times. Or since it's XRP, really, we should not legs, but you can position yourself in both directions, short and long, and do it at separate times throughout the day based on the amount of price change. There's an important crest or peak there, and there's a day trade opportunity that I'll get into in the paid version. We decline off of that resistance level into the second, and out of a decline from the bottom of range all the way to the top of a range on the second. We have a significant move higher. We'll probably see a full retracement of that move somewhere towards the end of the day, or somewhere on the 3rd. In the midst of this erratic behavior on the 3rd, back and forth through the same price level. We do revisit a crest in the midst of that erratic behavior that was recently a past opportunity, probably a crest from the 1st. On the 4th, there's a trade opportunity, which I'll get into in the paid version. Looks like we have a notable trough there. And there's a significant move to the upside out of that trough from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, and that's on the scale of a multi-day chart, most likely. On the 5th, another prominent trough. There's a period of volatility there on the 5th, and a sharp drop that stands out within that period of volatility, or sharp dip that'll take us to a prominent trough again for the month. But it looks like early in the day on the 6th, we probably gap up well, not gap up, but there's probably a significant move somewhere there between the 5th and the 6th. And a big move to the upside on the 6th, pushing the upper end of a range higher and creating a prominent crest or peak there. There's a rally on the 7th that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. It looks like towards the end of the day we meet a low, a prominent trough, I should say. And there's a notable move higher out of that prominent trough, so that might be where the rally is. Hard to determine if the trough comes before or after the rally. On the 8th, I'm advised to be very prudent and very cautious. Multiple false tops. Looks like there's a significant reversal there. And then we have a crest or peak early in the day on the 9th with a significant decline into where most likely we have a lowest low here on the 9th. That's most likely where we have a lowest low, highest probability. Excuse me, not highest probability, but there's a strong probability there. There's a few places where it may be. I think it's probably the 9th. Might be around the 12th, might be around the 15th, but 15th has a stronger probability, I think, but the 9th is a pretty solid low. I think they'll probably revisit it. Do we revisit it? It looks like it's the same low, most likely on the 9th and the 15th. In any case, there's an opportunity there to open up a position. I'll get into that in much more detail in the paid version. On the 10th, a period of sideways rotation. Oh, excuse me, on the 9th, there's also a prominent move higher, followed by a full retracement of that move to the downside. On the 10th, a period of sideways rotation along a key support on a multi-day chart. Ends with a fast sudden move higher, and a significant move on the cusp of the 10th to the 11th, or maybe early on the 11th to the upside, standing out on a multi-day chart. That rally along a diagonal trend line on the 11th ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through the diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. Looks like we have a prominent trough there around the 11th or the 12th. A day trade opportunity on the 12th. Which I'll get into in the paid version. It looks like the low on the 11th is there's a lower low than on the 12th than there is on the 11th, is my sense. And there's a bit of a bit of like a holding pattern and then a pop and drop in there on the 12th. On the 13th, there's a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. A significant reversal on the 14th that'll stand out on a 1 month chart. We also have a correlation here on the 14th to a move higher, followed by a full retracement of that move, and then we have a lowest low likelihood here on the 15th. This is a strong, the 9th or the 15th. These are very strong possible locations of a lowest low. There is a key technical price level highlighted as at the resistance level on the 15th, and that's on the scale of a multi-day chart. It'll be important moving forward. On the 16th, it looks like that price level may be highlighted again on the 16th. It's a key technical price level that's important at least a year-to-date scale. There's a day trade opportunity on the 16th and a day trade opportunity on the 17th as well. I'll get into those in the paid version. On the 17th, we decline from support down to meet a second support on a scale of a 1 month, and then we rotate sideways along that support. On the 18th, we rally to meet a key technical resistance level on a multi-day chart, and then from there we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Somewhere between that decline off of the resistance level on the 18th and 19th, there's a rally out of that decline into the 19th, but that rally ends on the 19th. Looks like the low is near a significant technical support level there on the 19th. The day's low on the 19th is near a technical support level, and then there's a strong probability of or I shouldn't say, it's the same strong probability as all these other prominent troughs or lows, but there's a prominent trough or low here on the cusp of the 20th, 21st, and we should see a significant move. First starting out as like a sideways fluctuating rally, and then a drop at the end of that rally, followed by a big move higher on the 21st to reach for a distant resistance level. That resistance level, we had multiple failed attempts to break throughout the 21st and the 22nd. And then a trade opportunity on the 22nd as an important trough or low here on the 23rd early in the day. And it looks like a lot of price movement from out of a trough on the 23rd to a peak or crest early on the 25th, a significant move out of oversold territory there on the 24th. On the 25th, a failed attempt to break through key resistance, creating that crest, and it's likely the same resistance that we met here on the 21st, 22nd. So like between the 21st and the 22nd, it may appear that we've like established support somewhere here on the 23rd. And then we have this failed attempt to break through that same price level here on the 25th, early in the day, the trade opportunity, and then there's a decline through support, a key support level on a multi-day chart there after that failed attempt to break through key resistance there on the 25th. On the 26th, a notable fake out, shakeout of some type of technical chart behavior that's intended to mislead the investor. it looks like it has to do with resistance and a sharp drop off of resistance. Okay, so we failed to break through resistance on the 22nd, and there's a sharp drop from a from a prominent crest or peak there on the 26th, leading us to believe that we're not going higher, but instead we actually make a highest high on the 27th. There's a key technical price level there towards the early part of the morning, or sorry, the late part of the morning. There's a key technical resistance level there that's highlighted, and on the grand scale of things, we should see a higher price level than that resistance level, and a lower price level than that resistance level, like somewhere in like the next few months, based on a large scale. It could be like a big, like multi-month kind of swing trade place to position yourself in both directions. But most likely the highest high here on the 27th, and we declined pretty notably from the high there in the end of the day on the 27th. On the 28th, we're rallying along a diagonal trend line. We break through horizontal resistance, meet a second resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two price levels. On the 29th, there's a move on the 29th and or on the 30th where we go up and then we come back down. I think we do it on the 29th and then again on the 30th, and somewhere between the 29th and the 30th, we most likely see the highest high again, the same high that we saw on the 27th. I think we see it more than once, somewhere between the 27th and 29th, and the 30th. So most likely on the 27th, most likely around the cusp of the 29th and 30th. On the 30th, there's a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level. Most likely that high is early in the day on the 30th, rather than on the 29th, but it's somewhere around the 29th, 30th. And then there's the upper end of a range that's highlighted. We're bound by the upper end of the range on the 31st. The sneak preview for April is selling off from a crest or peak down to and through a key support level on a multi-day scale. And then we do a U-shaped reversal, come back and reuse that support level as support. So with that said, it looks like we kind of like end on a high, and this pattern of a move higher standing out on a multi-day chart followed by a full retracement. It's likely we have that full retracement off of the crest here that we were seeing the sneak preview in April. So the full retracement probably takes place there in April. All right, guys, that's the XRP reading for March 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, the whole purpose of this channel is to pay. We want to make sure that this money is we're growing wealth together through the use of holy information, but it's only allowing us to build wealth if we do the right thing with it. And to guarantee that we're building good things and putting good into the world, we must follow the rule of karma for the channel. It's kind of like the agreement between you using this information and me giving out all of this free information and spending my life and all of my time doing this. Guys, it's 1:07 a.m. on Wednesday. All right, so it's 5% of the profits from the information on this reading, 5% of the profits to our PayPal here. Pay it back to the channel, or Cash App works too. And then 5% of the profits, make sure you pay it forward. Super, super important. You got to follow both of those as part of the rule of karma, the karmic agreement between you and this channel. And then make sure whatever you spend the rest of that money on, you spend it out of love. As long as you do that, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. If you got the paid version, stay tuned. We're going to get into the best trades in just a sec. I'll see you guys on the next one.